Humanity has an obsession with pushing into the absolute extremes of our environment. We've plunged into the Mariana Trench and left our footprints in the dust of the lunar surface. Even the highest points on Earth aren't safe from our need to conquer. Today, the peak of Mount Everest is crowded with commercial expeditions. But sitting deep in the western region of Tibet is a striking exception. This is Mount Kailash. It stands at roughly 6,600 meters, significantly shorter than Everest, yet it remains completely untouched. No human has ever stood on its summit. It's not that the ascent is physically impossible. Early British explorers mapped potential paths, and modern mountaineering has overcome far more treacherous inclines. Because we can't accept an unconquered space, this single, pristine mountain has become a magnet for speculation. In the absence of human footprints, the internet has filled the void with wild, pseudoscientific conspiracies. If you browse popular podcasts, you'll hear claims that Mount Kailash acts as a massive time machine. The story goes that time dilates near the rock, causing hair and nails to grow weeks' worth of length in just a few hours. Others look at the mountain's unusually symmetrical shape and conclude it can't be natural. They argue it's an artificial, alien-constructed pyramid hiding an ancient civilization. There are even rumors of an invisible force field surrounding the peak. Climbers supposedly hit a wall of extreme magnetic energy that triggers violent headaches and physically repels them from going higher. Some go so far to claim NASA satellites secretly scanned the mountain and detected unexplainable energy signatures radiating directly from its core. To understand the actual reason this peak remains untouched, we have to push past the folklore. We need to methodically dismantle these supernatural illusions using hard science. A viral theory claims Kailash is perfectly positioned 666 kilometers from the North Pole and Stonehenge, but these numbers are fabricated. The actual distances are 650 and 6,900 kilometers. It's not a grand cosmic alignment, just an internet lie. Then there's the surrounding landscape. Just below the mountain lie two massive bodies of water right next to each other. One is Manasarovar, a freshwater lake full of life. Right beside it is Rakshastal, a highly toxic, dead saltwater lake. People claim this duality is a miracle. Geology explains this perfectly. Rakshastal is what's known as an endorheic basin, a landlocked lake with no outlet. Fresh water flows down into it from the higher lake, bringing trace minerals. The water eventually evaporates, leaving the heavy salts and minerals to accumulate over centuries and create a toxic environment. As for the supposedly alien pyramid shape, that is the result of extreme natural weathering. During ancient ice ages, advancing and retreating glaciers carved the rock into a sharp peak. You can see the exact same geological process in the Swiss Alps, which is why the Matterhorn looks nearly identical. Kailash's physical features are absolute marvels of deep time, extreme weather, and geological pressure. They just aren't supernatural. What about the violent headaches and disorientation that supposedly stop climbers in their tracks? That isn't an invisible barrier, it's severe altitude sickness. Once you cross the 4,000-meter threshold, the lack of oxygen induces hypoxia, causing brain swelling, confusion, and sometimes hallucinations. And the claims of anomalous magnetic energy? On January 20th, 2003, NASA's Aster spacecraft scanned the mountain across 14 distinct spectral bands. They found absolutely zero abnormalities, no strange energy fields, no magnetic anomalies. So where did the stories of time dilation and rapid aging come from? You can trace almost all of them back to a single source, a Russian eye surgeon named Dr. Ernst Muldashev, who visited the region in the late 1990s. Dr. Muldashev wasn't a geologist or a physicist. He was a man who publicly claimed to be hunting for actual vampires in Romania and who firmly believed in the existence of mermaids. His wild theories were picked up by Russian tabloids, eventually translating into a global feedback loop. Today, podcasters repeat these unverified claims as if they are established scientific facts. Physics, geography, and magic aren't standing in our way. If we want to find the real barrier keeping humans off the summit, we have to look at ourselves. The truth is, Mount Kailash holds a unique position in human culture. For billions of people across 4 major world religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon, This specific peak is considered the sacred center of the universe. In 1985, the Chinese government offered an exclusive climbing permit to Reinhold Messner, widely considered the greatest mountaineer in history. Messner turned it down. He understood that stepping onto that peak meant trampling on the profound beliefs of the faithful. He noted that we should not walk in our heavy boots on gods turned to stone. Years later, in 2001, a Spanish team actually secured a permit to attempt the summit. The international backlash was so severe that the expedition was canceled, and the Chinese government enacted a permanent, legal ban on climbing the mountain. Humanity is a species historically obsessed with conquering every inch of the natural world. The real miracle of Mount Kailash is that, collectively, we looked at this one piece of rock and decided it was meant to be respected, not conquered.